So once again we recall the Cauchy's integral formula statement. Then we will start Cauchy's generalized integral formula in this session. So first to see the statement of Cauchy's integral formula. That is, if f of z is analytic inside and on a simple closed curve C. See, I considered here one curve C. Here f of z is analytic inside this curve and also at every point on this curve. And if small a is any point within this curve C, then f of a can be written as 1 by 2 pi I integration over C f of z by z minus a dz. So this is the Cauchy's integral formula. Now we are going to use this Cauchy's integral formula for deriving generalized Cauchy's integral formula. Now see that statement. So this is generalized Cauchy's integral formula. So the statement of this theorem is, if f of z is analytic inside and on a simple closed curve C. Here also the same sentences. Here take one closed curve C. So always curve traversed in anti-clockwise direction. You have to remember this is curve C. And small a be any point inside that curve C. Now f of z is analytic within this curve. F of z is analytic at each and every point inside this C and also at each and every point on the boundary C. And if A is any point within this C, see A is some point within this C, then nth derivative of f of A is equal to n factorial by 2 pi I integration over C f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz. See here, I wrote n within brackets. This indicates nth derivative of f of a. Nth derivative of f of a. That is equal to, here n means it is n factorial by 2 pi I integration over C f of z. Whatever the function which is analytic within this curve must be in numerator by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz. So here z minus of the point which is inside the curve C is here a, z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz. This is nth derivative, that's why this power is n plus 1. So this is the statement. We need to prove this one. So nth derivative of f of a is equal to n factorial by 2 pi I integration over C f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz. So for that I am using Cauchy's integral formula. What is that Cauchy's integral formula? What is Cauchy's integral formula, Uday?
Dou u by dou x is equal to that only, no, ma'am?
Cauchy's integral formula, that are Cauchy-Riemann equations.
This thing, ma'am.
This one,
pi
f
I,
of a
1 by 2 pi integral C f z by z minus a.
dz. That is Cauchy's integral formula. So we use this formula to prove this Cauchy's generalized integral formula. So that's we have written f of a is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over C f of z by z minus a dz. See, in this statement, what do we need? What do we prove actually? Prerana, please respond. Prerana.
Generalized Cauchy's integral formula.
What is that formula, Ra?
F bar n of
Nth
A
derivative. You call it as nth derivative, Ra. Nth derivative of f of a.
is equal to n factorial divided by 2 pi I integral C uh, uh, integral C of f of z divided by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz.
Yes. So we need nth derivative of f of a. Directly we can't find nth derivative of f of a. So first we find first derivative. Then we find second derivative. Likewise, we will get this nth derivative. See, that's why first I am differentiating this integral. So first I am differentiating this equation with respect to a. See, this is nth derivative of f of a. That means derivative of f of a with respect to a here. So that means we can write d by dA of dA of f of a. You differentiate this equation with respect to a, d by dA of f of a, that is LHS, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi I is constant, 1 by 2 pi I is constant. Now d by dA of integration over C f of z by z minus a dz. So if you differentiate this integral, this means this equation with respect to a, we will get like this. Now d by dA of f of a is nothing but f dash of a. F dash of a. This is ordinary derivative. That's why f dash of a. See here I written f dash of a. That is equal to 1 by 2 pi I. Here I written 1 by 2 pi I. Next, if you send this d by dA inside the integral, it becomes partial. That is the rule of Leibniz we have. So when you send ordinary differentiation inside the integral, it becomes partial. So that's why, see here I written dou by dou A. Here it is d by dA. When you send it to inside, it becomes dou by dou A. That is the Leibniz rule we had. So dou by dou A of 1 by z minus a dz. That is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over C f of z. This is like differentiation of 1 by z. Differentiation of 1 by z. What is differentiation of 1 by z?
Minus 1 by z square.
Very good. Minus 1 by z square. So here this is 1 by z minus a form. So minus 1 by z minus a whole square into, again you have to differentiate the denominator with respect to a. That is like d of z minus a. This is a d dou by dou a of z minus a. Dou by dou a of z is 0 because it is constant with respect to a. So dou by dou a of z is 0 minus dou by dou a of a is 1. That is minus 1. See, I put here minus 1 into dz. Once again I am repeating. See here, when you differentiate this Cauchy's integral formula with respect to a, it will be like f dash of a. See, I have written here d by d of f of a, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi I d by dA of integration over c f of z by z minus a dz. D by dA of f of a is f dash of a is equal to 1 by 2 pi I. When you send this derivative inside the integral, it becomes partial. So integration over c. F of z is constant with respect to a. So I kept here f of z. Dou by dou a of 1 by z minus a dz. That is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over c f of z. This is differentiation of 1 by z form. That is minus 1 by z square. That means z minus a whole square into dou by dou a of denominator z minus a. That is minus 1 dz. Next, that is equal to that is equal to f dash of a is equal to this minus and this minus becomes plus. So plus 1 by 2 pi I integration over c f of z by z minus a whole square dz. So here I written 1 as a 1 factorial. That's it. Similarly, you differentiate this equation. You differentiate f dash of a again to get second derivative. That is f double dash of a is equal to, that means if you differentiate this with respect to a again, it will be d by dA of. So d by dA of this one is equal to d by dA of, again you put here d by dA of integration over c f of z by z minus a whole square dz. D by d of f dash of a is equal to f double dash of a. That is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over c. You send this d by dA inside the integral, then it becomes dou by dou a. F of z is constant, so you keep here f of z dou by dou a of 1 by z minus a whole square dz. That is equal to 1 by 2 pi I is same integration over c f of z. So this is dou by dou a of, now take that one, dou by dou a of, so this one is equal to dou by dou a of z minus a whole power minus 2. This is differentiation of x power n form. What is differentiation of x power n form? What is differentiation of x power n formula?
X power n minus
N into x power?
n minus.
Right. That is equal to n is minus 2 here. Z minus a whole power minus 3 into dou by dou a of z minus a. Dou by dou a of z minus a. So here this dou by dou a of z is 0 minus dou by dou a of a is 1, that is minus 1. So that's I have written minus 2 by z minus a whole power minus 3 becomes z minus a whole power 3. Dou by dou a of z minus a is minus 1 dz. So this minus gets cancelled. It is 1 into 2 form. 1 into 2 can be written as 2 factorial. 1 into 2 is equal to 2 factorial. 2 factorial. That's I written here 2 factorial by 2 pi I integration over c f of z by z minus a whole cube dz. Is it clear, Ra? Any doubt in this part?
No, ma'am.
Yes, all. What about you all? Sri Varshini?
No, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Next. Now, we can't get n derivatives similarly like this. That's why we generalize the concept based on f dash of a and f double dash of a. See, here f dash of a. For one dash, you will get numerator 1 factorial. For double dash, we are getting 2 factorial. For nth derivative, we will get n factorial. By 2 pi I, denominator 2 pi I is common in all. So 2 pi I is common. Next, integration over c. F of z also common. This is one equation, that is f dash of a. This is f double dash of a. Here f of z a, here f of z. F of z is common. So we put f of z. Next, this is z minus a whole power 2. Here z minus a whole power 3. That means for first derivative of a, we are getting power 2. If it is 1, it will be 2. Next, here for second derivative of the function, we are getting 3. So that means here 2, derivative is 2, here 3. So that means for nth derivative, you will get power n plus 1 dz. This is the proof of Cauchy's generalized integral formula. Yes. Any doubts, please?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Next, I move to problems. Cauchy's theorem and Cauchy's integral formula both are very, very important for semester examination. Next, see the problem. Show that integration over c mod z whole square dz is equal to I minus 1, where c is the square having vertices 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 0, 1. Give reason for Cauchy's theorem not being satisfied. In this question number 1, there are two sub questions. One is show that. We have to show this integral value is equal to I minus 1. Second sub question is, see, this integral value is not equal to 0. We have to give a reason for Cauchy's theorem not being satisfied. What is Cauchy's theorem? Cauchy's theorem, can you remember it? Can you say the Cauchy's theorem? Karthik? Respond please. Karthik. Ujjwal? Ujjwal? Sharan? Rakshit? Yes. What is Cauchy's theorem?
Ma'am, dou u by dou x is equal to minus dou u by dou y.
What is that? You are saying Cauchy-Riemann equations, ra. Now we are in Cauchy's theorem, that is integral formula. Can anyone say Cauchy's theorem?
If the nth derivative of f of a is equal to n factorial by 2 pi I integral c
Wait.
f of z by
1 second, ma. You are saying generalized integral formula. See here, 3 theorems are there. One is Cauchy's theorem, Cauchy's integral formula, generalized Cauchy's integral formula. So don't get confused. Understood? Now can you say Cauchy's theorem? Yeah, I will show you. 1 second, I will show you the theorem. See, this is Cauchy's theorem. Integration over C, f of z dz is equal to 0. Be clear, this is Cauchy's theorem. Here, f of z is analytic. F of z is analytic. Implies and implied by integration over C, f of z dz equal to 0. You have to remember, if f of z is analytic, then integration over C, f of z dz equal to 0. Suppose this integral is equal to 0, then automatically f of z is analytic. Suppose if this integral value is not equal to 0 means, then what is the reason? Uday?
Ma'am,
Suppose if this integral is not equal to 0, then what is the reason?
it is not analytic, ma'am. I mean, it is
Which one
not
is not analytic? You are right. Which one is not analytic?
z, ma'am.
F of z. This function, f of z is
Okay.
not analytic. Yes. Now our question is the same. See the problem. This is our first question. In this first question, there are two sub questions. One is show that. Second one is you have to give reason for Cauchy's theorem not being satisfied. Here Cauchy's theorem not satisfied. Cauchy's theorem satisfied means this integral value is equal to 0. But here the integral value not equal to 0. That's why Cauchy's theorem not satisfied. They are asking reason why it is not satisfied Cauchy's theorem. So first we have to show this integral value is equal to I minus 1. The same problem I have given in line integral problems. I think that may be first or second. So this is the line integral problem, complex line integral, the first problem. So I have given here clearly the proof of that integration over C mod z whole square dz is equal to I minus 1 along the path C whose vertices are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So for that, show that problem, you need to write this proof. That means this solution you have to write. Yes, for this show that problem, you have to write that solution. Next, I will explain the reason behind this. Reason why this integral value is not equal to 0. For that, we need to prove the integrand mod z whole square is not analytic. If this is not analytic, it is enough to show that this integral value is not equal to 0. That is our Cauchy's theorem. So once again, I am writing the Cauchy's theorem here. Integration over f of z dz is equal to 0. This is our Cauchy's theorem. But to this problem, this integral value is not equal to 0. That's why Cauchy's theorem fails here. Now we need to give the reason why this integral fails. For that, we have to show this f of z is not analytic. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So to prove f of z is not analytic, we approach Cauchy-Riemann equations. Many problems we have done under that Cauchy-Riemann equations. That's why if Cauchy-Riemann equations are not satisfied, then easily we can say f of z is not analytic. So that I considered first f of z. That is mod z whole square. See, this is our integral LHS. So you compare this integral with the integral of Cauchy's theorem. That is integration f of z dz. So take f of z from this. F of z is equal to mod z whole square. When z is equal to x plus iy, mod z is equal to mod x plus iy. That is equal to modulus of the complex number is equal to square root of x square plus y square. That is real part square plus imaginary part square. Squaring on both sides, we will get mod z whole square is equal to x square plus y square. So you substitute this value here. But f of z general form is u plus iv. That is equal to mod z whole square value is x square plus y square. So simply I am putting I into 0 here. For our convenience, I have added one term like 0 into I. Now compare both sides, real and imaginary parts. We will get u is equal to x square plus y square. That means here real part is u. In RHS also real part x square plus y square. In LHS imaginary part is v. In RHS imaginary part is 0. So v is equal to 0. Now find the partial derivatives of u and v with respect to x and y. That is dou u by dou x is equal to dou by dou x of x square. What is dou by dou x of x square?
Minus 1 by x cube.
Dou by dou x of x square, ma?
3x, 2x. ma'am.
Yes, 2x. Plus dou by dou x of y square value?
2y.
Listen carefully, Ra. Dou by dou x of y square. What is dou by dou x of y square?
Zero. Constant.
Yes, 0.
Zero.
Y square is constant with respect to x, 0. So see here, dou u by dou x means dou by dou x of x square, that is 2x, dou by dou x of y square is 0. Next one. Dou u by dou y value. Tell me dou u by dou y value.
2y.
2y. Dou by dou y of x square 0. Y square differentiation 2y. Next. V is 0. So dou v by dou x 0. Dou v by dou y 0. See, observe these derivatives. Clearly, dou u by dou x is not equal to dou v by dou y. This is 2x. Dou v by dou y is 0. So these two are not equal. Next, dou v by dou x is 0, but dou u by dou y has some value. That's why these two are not equal. So clearly, Cauchy-Riemann equations are not satisfied. When Cauchy-Riemann equations are not satisfied means f of z is not analytic. If f of z is not analytic, our Cauchy's theorem fails. That is the reason behind this. So that's I have written here. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Ma, within few minutes our session will be ends. Again you rejoin for 10 minutes. Okay. Next question. Verify Cauchy's theorem for the function f of z is equal to z e power minus z